to this line over here. See that line?
When we start?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Has to be to that line or else
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we want to welcome you to the Peggy J. Johnson Auditorium, where we're getting ready to kick off the conference tournament. The MAAA conference tournament here starts. We got pool play tonight. We've got 3 teams that you're going to see this evening, and it's going to start off with St. Gen versus Central, and we'll bring that game to you live, and then Central plays Fredericktown, and then we'll take a break during that action, and then we'll come back to bring you the St. Genevieve versus Fredericktown game. That's scheduled for 7 o'clock, but we're hoping that things go a little quicker and we can stay ahead of schedule. But I'm joined here tonight by Janet Schwitt. And Janet, we're getting ready to see 2 teams square off here that we saw earlier in the year, St. Gen and Central, and St. Gen came out on top pretty comfortably in both of those sets, but in high school volleyball, you got to bring it every night, and hopefully we can see a repeat performance, but Central's not just going to lay down for us.
Well, hopefully not. It can be intense, and you do know you do have to be consistent. That's the hardest thing, I think, for a lot of the high school age girls is the consistency that they need.
Yeah, and you hope it's not one of those trap game situations where they know that they handled them pretty comfortably last game and they come out complacent, and we hope come out with focus and intensity and kind of take it to them early and let them know that we're the dominant team and they're in for a long night.
Well, we hope so. We hope they come out with the intensity starting at the get-go and they don't slack off any at all this evening.
The way this format is set up, we got pool play here tonight, and there's 4 different pools going on throughout the conference. There's 4 pools of 3. Each of the top 4 teams were able to host. So St. Genevieve's hosting one. The 1 seed in the conference was North County. They're hosting their pool out in Bonne Terre. The 3 seed is Arcadia Valley. And the 4 seed is right down the street at Valley. Valley's hosting that one, and Farmington's also in that district or in that pool. So the top 4 teams will play again on Thursday night. So the 4 teams that come out in each pool will play on Thursday, and they'll have it'll be match play. It won't be pool play. And if St. Gen were to prevail tonight, they would most likely face Arcadia Valley in the semifinal at Park Hills on Thursday. I think we're getting ready for the national anthem, so I will take you down to singing of the national anthem by Christina Boland and Bethany Beckett.
Thurston. And at the barrel for the Lady Rebels, sophomore number 6, Taylor Williamson. Lady Rebels are coached by Jim Mills. And now for the home teams this evening, the SGDragons, number 3, junior Madison Reynolds. Number 6, senior Natalie Engel. Number 10, senior Riley Meyer. Number 11, senior Emma Bosler. Number 16, sophomore Avery Reed. Number 22, junior Courtney Dunsey. And at libero for the Dragons, senior number 9, Hannah Giesler. Dragons are coached by Jessica Hess, Crystal Casper, and Kristen Huffman.
Okay, so there's Mike McDaniel with the starting lineups. And before that, we had Christina Boland and Bethany Beckett, 2 of our seniors singing the national anthem. Did a great job. And we're getting ready to take off here in just a couple minutes. And it's important, I think, Janet, for St. John to get off to a good start. And like I said earlier, kind of impose their will and let these 2 teams that are here watching tonight that they're the team to beat.
Definitely, they want to start out strong, be consistent to begin with, because that will give a lot of motivation to them. It'll keep them moving, and it'll keep them high, which is what they need. You never want to play at a lower level. You always want to keep the intensity high.
Yeah, make them rise to your level, and if they're unable to do it, it's going to be a quick night. And if they do it and they show you something that they haven't seen before, it's nice to get a good challenge in going forward. And of course, obviously, you want to be victorious, but if you can get a good solid game in from an opponent before that championship round, it would be welcome.
You bet. It helps out a lot. It keeps the girls active. It keeps them moving. Sometimes when you play a team at a lower level, it brings your team down as well, which makes it harder to come up to the next team that's a higher level of athleticism.
All right, so we're getting ready to serve here. Callie Thurston for Central will take the serve first. Good pass there by Balza over to Riley Meyer, and Meyer hits Balza, and back line it is, and the 2 captains team up right off the bat for a little give and go.
Once again, those 2, they connect very well. They read each other very easily.
Yeah, they've played together for a long time. And here's Riley back to serve. And there's a set to the back row. Good defense there by Madison Reynolds, really digs it up. Emma Balzer gets it over to Engel for a free ball. Central sets it up at the net. And that ball off the net cord, got tipped at the net and hits the ground for a point for Central. It's going to be a 1-1 ball game.
Good effort on Riley's. She attempted to reach out with that flat pancake hand.
Now Hannah Stewart for Central goes back to the line. Good pass there by Hannah Giesler over to Engel. Engel again to Emma. Good hit there, but right to the back corner. Central sets it back up. Good block up there by Courtney Dunsey, and Central is not able to retrieve it. Good hustle there.
Awesome job. Courtney got up. Hands were good at that point in time. That's what you got to do. Watch your spiker. Keep your hands, arms up hard and level.
Yeah, Coach Hess has said that she's been very impressed with the defensive effort we've gotten from our middle hitters this year. So that looks like it's continuing so far. And Riley sets up Natalie. Natalie to the back corner, gets dug up. Central with the hit. Giesler digs it up to Meyer and back over to Emma Balzer, and Emma paints that line again.
That was good. That was close. You always cringe on those as well. Even though they're in, it's a perfect spot. No one was there, but you always cringe.
And Giesler back to serve. Ooh, and that's a bad set there by Central. Balzer with a good hit over on one, and Central got a net violation call, I believe.
Yes, they did.
Giesler back to serve. And Central sets it up in the back row. Hits the net court. Riley Meyer with the dig over to Engel. Engel across court to Emma Balzer. And Central sets up. Good defense there by Reynolds. Keep that ball up. Free ball back over to Central. Central with the set middle, and that's blocked at the net by sophomore Avery Reed.
That's what we want to see. We want to see good blocks. That's the only way these girls are going to be able to help one another.
And that's a 5-1 lead now for St. John. Good serve, shallow middle there by Giesler. Gave him a little trouble. Ooh, and there it is again. Natalie Engel sets up Emma Balzer, and she just crushes it down to the floor.
Emma's starting out strong. That's a good thing. She's showing what she has.
And that gives us a 6-1 lead. And like we said, we wanted them to come out and play crisp and make good passes, and we've seen that so far. Very good ball movement. Giesler with the serve. Central sets it up to the outside. Good dig there by Hannah Giesler. Madison sets from the back row over to Balzer. Central retrieves, again to the outside. Again
Nice.
Blocked at the net by Avery Reed.
Awesome block. They're watching their spikers. That's what they need to be doing. Keeping their eye on the spiker's hand, watching where they're going with the ball, and jumping at the right time.
Giesler to serve again. Again serves that back middle. And again, sets a little off, just a little too far, and Engel gets it over on one, and that gets to the ground, and now it's 8-1 St. John.
Front line is staying alert. They're watching that ball.
And again, that pass just a little too far. It comes over, and I think that time,
Park Hills was in the net again.
They called the net violation.
They called the net violation.
Here's Giesler with the serve. She's hammering that same spot. She's having a lot of success with that.
She needs to stick with it. Once again, you utilize on the other team's faults at the time. Where they're weak is where you want to push. That's where you want to stress it.
And here's Hannah again. 10-1 lead now. Again, a not very good pass there by Central. Ooh.
That was close. They weren't paying attention very well there.
Yeah, they had a little miscommunication there. Two girls going for it at the same time, but they were able to get a good pass out of it anyway. And Emma with another kill.
Yep. Park Hills got called on a push with that one.
All right, and here's Hannah again, hitting that same spot. That time a pass a little tight to the net, and Engel able to get out and block, but out of bounds. So good run there, run off by Hannah Giesler at the service line. 11-2 is the score. And Central will go back. Looks like Jade Turner's coming in to do the serving for Central. They serve Emma Balzer. Balzer to Meyer. Meyer back to Balzer. That give and go again. This time Central's able to get it back up, and there's the hit, and it's out of bounds by Central, and St. John gets the point, 12-2.
Nice eyes, keeping her eye out on where she is on the court. That's what she needs to be doing all the time as a libero.
Here's Emma Balzer with the serve. Serves the back corner. Sets up outside, and she got underneath that ball, and that ball was way out of bounds, and St. John gets the point again.
Yeah, Park Hills is struggling a little bit this evening. They just can't seem to jive together. They can't seem to get their defense to pick it up and get it to their setters correctly, which is making it hard to get a good set, and the spikers to get the ball down where they need it. So our girls are utilizing on that and really, really pushing.
I challenged them today, our players, I challenged them in the hallways to make sure that they didn't allow more than about 9 or 10 points total throughout the night, so we can get out of here and watch as much of the corner game as possible. So far, they're doing a good job.
We all want to root for those Cards, that's for sure. Red October, a big time for the Cardinal season.
All right, so Balzer back to serve. And she serves back middle. Free ball coming over to St. John. Balzer gets the free ball. Up to Meyer. Meyer back sets to Engel. Engel tries to hit a spot there. Got a little too cute. Got a buzzer going off inadvertently. And looks like it's going to be 13-3 or 13-4. I don't know if they marked that point yet.
I don't know. Natalie was a little off. Her shoulders weren't squared off to where she needed to hit that ball. Her shoulders were facing out.
And there's a set to the back row to Meyer. Meyer hit it a little too far, and that's out on the back, and it's 13-4. Central to serve again. Good pass there by Meyer. Meyer to Engel. Engel sets up Madison Reynolds. She's blocked at the net. Central sets it up. Emma Balzer with the dig to Meyer. Again to Reynolds, and she got that one.
That was good execution. Madison knew exactly where she wanted to have that one.
And very good passing there. The setter both times had a chance to go pick her spot anywhere on the floor because the passing was right where it needed to be. So
We're
good.
definitely lucky with that. Riley's an excellent setter. We were very blessed to have her on this team. Park Hill's called on another net. They're having a hard time staying out of that net tonight.
Yeah, their passes are just a little too tight, and their setters are having a hard time. They're getting handcuffed a little bit, and it's kind of gumming up the works. All right, there's an ace there by Engel. And it's going to be 16-4. She goes back to the service line again. It's a good block there by Riley Meyer. It comes right back to her. There's a set by Meyer this time over to Reynolds, and Reynolds, good hit. Good dig there by Central.
Awesome.
And sets middle.
Nice dig again.
Yeah, good hit there by Avery Reed, but good defense by Central. And now Engel passes to Meyer. They kind of switched places there. Riley was doing a lot of the setting, and Natalie was doing the hitting, and then they ended up with flip-flopping on that last one.
They did. I'm not sure she meant to hit it there, but it went beautifully in the spot it needed to be.
We'll just say she meant to do that.
We can always take credit for it.
I'm sure if we ask her tomorrow in the halls, she'll tell you.
She'll say, of course.
Of course I meant to do that. All right, so here we got a little rally going on here, and I thought that hit the net, and it did.
Yeah, 4 hits on that one.
And now it's 18-4 St. Genevieve.
We just want them to stay consistent. They can't slack off now, even though they're this far ahead. They need to stay strong.
This time she serves short there, a little floater, and they set up outside, and that ball is out. And again, point goes to St. Gen, 19-4. There's a serve by Engel, back set by Central. That time I think they got us in the net. I think Madison was there.
Madison was in the net on that one.
All right, now Saunders back to serve for Central. Giesler with the pass to Engel. Riley hits it over. And dug up there by Emma Balzer, set by Engel, and out.
A little bit of inconsistency on that one. None of them seemed like they were ready for it. It started out with a bad pass. Hannah seemed to be a little too far up and tried to dip her shoulders to it. It didn't work.
And that serves out of bounds. Be 20-6. And Avery Reed back to serve. Good serve there by Avery. Good pass by Natalie Engel to Riley Meyer. Hit by Madison Reynolds. Over to Dunsey, and that ball's not tipped. And out. She tried to tip it, but
It was a good hit. It was a good idea. She just didn't hit her wrist. She's got to learn to push down. She's got to learn to put the ball down, not straight ahead. There we go. That's the way to watch it.
all right, so another service there, 21-7. There's a serve by Reynolds. And Central from the back row. Ooh, that's a nice hit there.
Hannah didn't dip her shoulder at all that time. She just stuck her arms out. Therefore, the ball went back off the backboard and towards there. So the hit was too hard for her. She's got to play that line a little closer.
Giesler with the pass up to Meyer. Meyer to Emma Balzer, and that hits the ground.
Good spot, wide open. Emma knows where to go with that ball. She reads it very well when she's on the court.
And the ball gets there quick when she hits it too, because she has some velocity on it.
This seems to be our strong front row right now.
There's Central setting up the back row kill, unable to get it to the ground. Meyer back sets to Engel, good hit there by Natalie, and that one's coming over, and Courtney slams it down.
Once again, I hope we see a lot from this young lady. She has a lot of ability, a little bit of work, but she's got a lot there that we could work with.
Yeah, she's got a little less experience than some of these other girls. Some of these other girls started a lot younger than she did, and Courtney's really come a long way in just a few years. There's a little tip back over from Emma Balsler, and that'll be set up a game point or a set point for St. John. 24-8 is the score. Here's Addie Stiegel in to serve. Central sets to the outside, and that ball paints the line.
Hannah's way too far up. She needs to be playing further back. She's way too close. There's other people up there that can grab the quick short ones. She's our libero. Our libero always needs to be in the back.
There's the serve. Morgan Doza with the pass. Good pass there by Morgan. Set over to Dunsey, and that ball's out. And it'll be 24-10. Coach Hess has worked a couple of her subs in here.
Good to see these younger classmen helping us out for next year yet.
Good, again, a good pass there by Morgan Doza. And tried to get a little cute with that one. The set was a little low, and Emma tried to tap it over, saw a hole, but was unable to get it up high enough. So now it's 24-11. And this time they serve Giesler. Giesler to Natalie. Good job getting that out of the net by Natalie. Again, back to Natalie. And Emma gets it down to the ground, and that's the first set. Goes to St. Genevieve, score 25-11.
Few minor mistakes in that one, which is typical of any team. You know, I just hope they can keep the intensity going. They came out strong to begin with. Really went well to start out. I hope the fact that the wind was a little stronger, that they don't slack off on what they're doing, that they stay strong with it and still come out very intense with it.
Yeah, it's very important to keep their focus here and keep the gas pedal down and make this not give these kids from these other schools any sort of hope to think that they have a chance of pulling the upset, because, as you know, volleyball is about as big of a momentum sport as there is. So.
Oh, that's a definite, because once you lose that, it is so hard to pull it back. And you know as well as I do, as they progress in this too, each team is going to get a little tougher. So they definitely want to keep that intensity and that momentum going. And I hope in between the games they can keep that going before they get to that Fredericktown game.
Yes, Central comes into this game as the 10 seed. Fredericktown, which is the team we'll see next, win or lose. They'll be the 7 seed. They actually play Central right after this. So Central has a doubleheader, and then Fredericktown follows with a doubleheader as they play Central. And then us, being the top seeded team, we have the benefit of having a short break between the two games, so that the kids will be able to kind of relax a little bit and watch as Central and Fredericktown play, and maybe get a little bit of a first-hand scouting report on Fredericktown. I know they've seen them once already this year, but Fredericktown's a team that's much improved throughout the course of the year, finished the season pretty strong, and you know, it's a team that we're going to have to come out and play pretty good volleyball to make sure we handle them.
Well, that is the key with any team. You got to come out, you got to play good from the get-go. You can come out and you can start strong, but you got to stay strong through the entire game. Like you said, Fredericktown has come up and has improved as the season went on. So the girls it's going to be a benefit to be able to watch them and see how they are at the net, watch them, see where the open spots are on the court they can utilize on, and look for their weaknesses that they can tap into and benefit themselves. You got to play smart.
All right, as we get set to start the second set, they do have an option to play a third set, even though it is technically considered pool play. I'm not sure how the MAAA defines pool play, but they do play a third set if they split, which is not how they would play a typical tournament, but they would play a third set to 15 if Central would come back and win this set, but hopefully that won't be an issue. But either way, all three teams will play one another, so regardless of playing 2 sets or 3 sets, all teams will play one another.
And here we go.
All right, Madison back to serve to start the second set. Good serve to that back corner. And free ball coming over to St. John. Madison passes up to Engel, and that one's a little too far outside. The lefty hit attempted there by Emma Balzer. She's unable to execute it, and it'll be 1-0 Central lead to start the second set. Pass by Reynolds to Meyer. Meyer back to Reynolds from the back row, and that's dug up by Central. Central sets it up out here on the outside. Madison up to Natalie Engel. Engel back sets to Riley Meyer. Riley sees a hole and she hits it.
She knew exactly where she wanted to go with that ball. You watched her. Her eyes and her shoulders were focused on that spot.
And Riley Meyer back to serve again. And Central sets it up, hits it over. Giesler plays it right on the back line. And Courtney Dunsey wallops one down the line over here on the near side.
Nice hit for Courtney. That is a definite. I'd like to see her work on her jumping abilities a little bit more. She could really dominate that net.
Yeah, she's still got a year ahead of her. She's just a junior. Oh, there's some miscommunication there by Central. Good play there by one of their players.
It was a good dig on their part.
St. John unable to get it set up offensively, but Central hits it into the net, and it's going to be a 3-1 lead.
They were fortunate in that part. Park Hills they couldn't pull it together. Their momentum is down right at the moment. They're having a hard time getting this together.
All right, Riley back to serve. Little dink attempt there, and Courtney sees that hole open up, and she takes advantage.
That was being alert. That was very good on her part. She was watching that setter.
Riley back to serve again. That ball came over. Emma took a swing at it, but it got blocked, and again it hit Riley, and Riley finds that opening.
Once again, caught Park Hills off guard here. They're not watching that ball like they should be. The girls aren't able to move quite as quickly as they could.
Meyer with the serve, and there's a botched pass there. And it'll be 6-1 as Meyer will go back to serve again. There's Emma Balzer with the pass over to Riley. Riley back to Emma. That's blocked at the net. Engel gets it right back over. Good block there by Courtney Dunsey. There's a little tip over, and that one's dug out of the net and pushed over by Giesler. Good rally here. That one's in the middle hit. Giesler with the pass to Riley Meyer. Meyer over to Balzer, and that ball is off the Central player and down, and it'll be 7-1.
Awesome job all the way around there. The girls stayed alert, made a few mistakes, but they were able to pick up on them and continue to play. That was a good volley.
Yeah, that was a real good rally there. Here's Central lets that one drop. Riley Meyer with another ace, and that's 8-1.
Riley's on a run right now. Let's hope she can stay with it. She's a good server. She rarely misses that, so this is a bonus for us.
Here she goes, and it's to the back corner. Set up for the middle there by Central. Giesler plays it off the tip to Riley Meyer. Meyer over to Balzer, and Balzer hits that one out.
Yeah, Hannah, that one would have been out. Unfortunately, Hannah didn't have any help, anybody guiding her and letting her know. It was hard for her. I guess she wasn't sure of where she was on the court at the time.
And Central's back to serve. That's Brooklyn Pace, and there's the setup by Engel, and over to Courtney Dunsey. Hit back over by Central. Giesler plays it to Meyer. Meyer to Engel. That one hits the net core, played up by Reynolds. Ooh, good play there. Played a little ping pong.
Yeah, we're a little bit sloppy there, but we got it.
And that ball's out. Not how you draw it up, but they got the ball over and lived to play another day.
Those are the ones you say, okay, thank you for that one.
Oh, Giesler with a really nice serve there. A little soft floater. Saw him defense was back pretty far, and that middle was kind of cheating early and took advantage of it. There's a serve again by Hannah. To Engel, to Meyer, tipped by Balzer. That's dug up there by Central. Avery Reed plays it to Engel. Engel over to Balzer. She can't get it down. Good job defensively by Central. Good pass there by Madison Reynolds. to Riley Meyer, to Balzer, back to Meyer, and then Avery Reed finally gets one down. I think everybody touched it there.
I think so too. They all did real well against each other. They kept their eye on the ball. They would constantly move. That's what we need to see.
It's set up by Central. Back row hit there by the libero. Giesler up to Meyer. Meyer sets Natalie Engel. She's unable to get it to the ground. Free ball over. Giesler to Riley Meyer. Riley Meyer to Engel again. Central's doing a good job defensively, but unable to transition that to offense.
They definitely stepped it up there. They were doing really well. They've got, this seems to be, when you watch, this is their back row. This is the one where they're doing better with.
Giesler with the serve. Little miscommunication there. Good pass there by Madison Reynolds. Reynolds over to Balzer, and Balzer off number 5. Brooklyn Pace went for the block, but got a little more than she could handle there.
Actually, she hit it. It was a good. Sometimes, you know, when you're on those edges like that, you almost want to hit the block as much as you can. So if it ricochets off the block, then it is your ball.
There's an ace there by Hannah Giesler. And she goes back to serve. And there's a setup by Central. She tips it. Good job staying home there by Emma. Back set from Riley over to Natalie Engel, and Engel gets the kill.
Very well done by the girls. Riley knew where to set that ball in order to utilize that team because they were not prepared on the other side. They were waiting for her to set that left-hand corner, and it didn't go there, so we utilized on that part.
Hannah Giesler's rolling off quite a run here. This is the second set in a row where we've seen her roll off about 7 or 8 points in a row.
She's doing an excellent job. It'd be nice to see these two girls be the only servers, but they're doing a good job right now. They're staying lively, they're staying active. That's what needs to happen. We can't slack off at any point in time. I know that's easy to say, hard to do sometimes when you're on the court, when you're playing a team that's a little lower level. But these girls do have the capability, too, to step it up, and if they do, we have to be ready for it.
Yeah, got to play against yourself and not the opponent sometime, and just try to keep pushing and keep stretching that lead as much as you can.
You bet.
All right, so Giesler back to serve again. Good pass this time by Central. And good pass back by Madison Reynolds, and Riley sets up Emma Balzer. And they're unable to get it back over, so it'll be 16-2.
It was a good try on Central's, but that first pass just really messed them up.
There's a little dink over. And, Natalie tried to find that little hole behind the blocker on the near side and was unable.
Unable to pull it off. She didn't get it over the net. It ended up staying on the same side. The idea was good, just didn't quite get it executed.
Emma Balzer with the dig up on the serve. Avery having to go a little lefty because
Park Hillsby calls in the net, though.
All right, 17-3. There's the pass by Riley Meyer. Riley Meyer over to Tess Bowman from Engel. And that came across on the opposite side of the antenna, and that'll be out. St. John gets the point again.
Coach Hess is trying to work in as many girls as she can, give them an opportunity to play. This is where the girls really have to learn how to communicate with one another. It's not as easy when you throw somebody new into the lineup. You got to learn to talk it up.
There's a set, a little too far outside. We got number 14, Cameron Gettinger. She's a senior setter in the game, and we also have Tess Bowman, a senior, into the game. And St. John enjoys a 19-3 lead here. There's the serve, and Central sets it up on the outside. Good job getting that back up by Emma Balzer to Gettinger. Gettinger over to Bowman. Reed with the hit from the middle. That one got away from Hannah a little bit.
Sure did. She wasn't quite sure. Avery was there. I don't think she was sure if Avery was going to hit it or not. She was trying to watch her. When Avery stepped to the side, Hannah just wasn't quite ready for it yet.
Oh, there's a good serve there by Central. Handled well by Giesler.
Camry wasn't lined up quite well enough to that. She was straightforward, and she crossed her arm across her chest when she hit that ball. Therefore, it pushed it out instead of in the court.
There's a pass up by Emma Balzer over to Natalie to Tess Bowman. That ball's long, going to be 20-5. And here comes Sam Bumgarner. A little bit of history about Sam is her first cousin is actually Jake Arrieta, believe it or not. And he's pitching right now against the Cardinals. And unfortunately, he's pitched 2 scoreless innings so far. So hopefully, now that Sam's in the game, we can start knocking him around a little bit.
Hopefully the Cards will pick up on it a little bit and say, here we go.
That ball's over, and Giesler plays it. Giesler to Engel, and Engel to Bumgarner, and Bumgarner comes in and gets the kill right off the bat. Good job, Sam.
There we go. That's what we want to see.
For every kill she gets, that's 1 run that her cousin's going to give up tonight, hopefully.
Wouldn't that be nice?
1 might be enough. And that one's
we
blocked.
Go. Awesome.
I think Avery Reed got that one.
That's what we want to see. We want to see these younger girls doing this, stepping up. That's great.
Now Sam Bowman's going to come in at middle. We got Natalie Engel back at the service line. Here's the jump serve. And that's played to the middle of Central. Central pushes to the back corner. That pass got a little away, and that's over to Tess Bowman, and she lit that one up.
That was nice. Tess did a beautiful execution on that one. She had a gorgeous set from Natalie. That was well done.
And that ball is played to the middle by Central. That's going to be pushed over for a free ball. Darren Brown now in the game. Passes up to Engel. Sets up Sam Bowman. Good job there by the defense, scrambling to get that ball back. Good dig there by Hannah Giesler. Good job by Natalie staying out of the net, and that one just a little too far by Tess.
Yep, she hit it way too far behind her head. Therefore, she just swung at it and just swung just to get it over the net. Unfortunately, it went out.
And that service error into the net, 24-6, and this will be game point here. Sam Bowman's going back to the service line.
All right, let's see if they can pull off this final point without any hesitation.
And that ball hits the net core and finds a way to get over and back at him into net core. Sam Bowman digs it up to Natalie Engel. Engel over to Bowman, and Bowman hits the back line. And that'll do it for the first game. So St. John wins the first, I'll call it round, even though it's not technically a round, but the way it's set up, it kind of basically is. And they will play Fredericktown after Fredericktown has a chance to play 2 sets with Central. And we will be back in hopefully about 30 to 45 minutes to bring you that game. It will be on a separate link. It's not the same link. So if you go down, depending on which Facebook page you're on, the alumni page or the school web page, or if you're on YouTube, it's a little different on each setup. But if you look hard enough, just go to the St. Genevieve Fredericktown link, and that should be up and running here in about probably 30 minutes. So we thank you for joining us, and we will be back with you in just a little bit.